Once, the wild horse was the very definition of freedom, running across endless grasslands, guided by instinct, born to endure. For centuries, these magnificent creatures have survived droughts, storms, and predators. But now, they face a new, invisible challenge, one that reshapes the very world beneath their hooves. The climate is changing. Seasons no longer arrive when they should. Rain that once promised life now comes too late, or not at all. Grasses wither under relentless heat. Rivers shrink into cracked earth. And herds that once thrived in balance now roam farther, searching for water and shade in lands that are no longer what they used to be. Yet, amid all this struggle, the wild horse does what it has always done. It adapts. It learns, it adjusts, and it endures. Because in the wild, survival isn't about power, it's about resilience. From the deserts of Nevada to the steppes of Mongolia, wild horses are rewriting their ancient code of survival. Their movements, their breeding cycles, even their social bonds are shifting in rhythm with the changing planet. This is not just a story of nature's struggle. It's a story of hope, courage, and the unbreakable spirit of survival. This is the story of how wild horses are adapting to climate change. The wild horse's world is changing faster than ever before. Once abundant fields are now dust plains. Watering holes, the heart of herd life, vanish under relentless heat. Where lush meadows once stretched endlessly, now there is only silence, wind, and thirst. Climate change is not an abstract threat for these horses. It is a daily reality. Droughts linger longer. Storms grow fiercer. Winters, when they come, are unpredictable and cruel. Mares struggle to nurse foals when grass is too scarce to eat, and stallions battle exhaustion trying to lead their herds to safety. For wild horses, survival has always depended on movement. But now, the distances they must travel grow longer, and the energy it costs grows greater. In some regions, entire herds have vanished, not from hunters or fences, but from the slow suffocation of their environment. Scientists tracking these herds see the marks of struggle etched into the landscape. Fewer foals born each year, shrinking territories, and weakened bodies. The harsh truth is that climate change doesn't come in waves. It creeps, quietly altering the delicate balance of life. And yet, within this growing hardship, the spirit of the wild horse remains, unbroken, defiant, and ready to adapt to whatever the world becomes next. In the wild, adaptation is not a choice, it's a way of life. As climates shift and ecosystems transform, wild horses are quietly rewriting their rules for survival. They are moving higher into the mountains, where temperatures are cooler and water lasts longer. Migration routes that once stayed the same for generations are now evolving with each passing season. Herds are learning to travel at night to conserve energy and avoid the blistering heat of day. Their grazing habits are changing too. Where they once fed in lush valleys, they now search for nourishment among sparse shrubs and hardy desert grasses. The lead mares, the decision-makers, play an even greater role, using memory and instinct to locate food and water sources that others have long forgotten. Even breeding patterns are shifting. Some herds now foal earlier in the year, aligning birth with the brief burst of spring growth before the summer drought begins. These subtle but crucial changes reflect nature's incredible ability to adapt, a survival instinct etched deep within every heartbeat. Through movement, intelligence, and cooperation, wild horses continue to endure. Each hoofbeat tells the same story, that even in a world reshaped by climate change, life finds a way to keep running free. For centuries, wild horses survived without human help, guided only by instinct and the strength of their herds. But as climate change reshapes their habitats, human intervention has become both a challenge and a necessity. While development and resource use have reduced grazing lands, conservationists are now stepping forward to protect what remains of the wild frontier. Across the globe, dedicated organizations are restoring natural water sources, creating protected sanctuaries, and reintroducing native plants that once sustained the herds. In the American West, conservation programs are mapping migration corridors, ensuring horses can move freely between seasonal pastures. In Australia and Mongolia, scientists work hand-in-hand with local communities to balance ecological health with wild horse populations. But conservation is not without conflict. Some see wild horses as competitors for scarce resources, while others see them as symbols of heritage worth preserving. The debate between protection and management continues, a complex struggle between nature's resilience and human responsibility. Still, hope remains. Every small act, every protected acre, every rescued foal, every drop of restored water, brings the promise of a future where wild horses can adapt, thrive, and remain free. Because saving them isn't just about the horses, it's about preserving the wild spirit of our planet itself. In every challenge, there is a lesson, and the wild horse teaches us one of the most profound. Survival depends not on dominance, but on unity. As the climate shifts and the earth grows harsher, the herd becomes a living symbol of adaptability and cooperation. Each horse knows its place, its purpose, and its connection to the others. When one struggles, the herd slows. When danger approaches, they stand together. The alpha mare leads not through force, but through calm awareness, reading the land, guiding her herd toward safety. The stallion defends without arrogance, his strength balanced by loyalty. Their silent partnership mirrors a balance that humanity often forgets, that leadership and protection are strongest when rooted in empathy. Even in the face of scarcity, the herd finds rhythm, grazing strategically, sharing limited resources, and moving with precision to survive another day. Their instincts are ancient, yet their adaptability feels almost prophetic, as if they already understand that change is the only constant. From the wild horse, we learn humility, cooperation, and resilience. In their silence, they remind us that strength is not found in control, but in harmony with each other and with the ever-changing world we share. As the world warms and the seasons shift, the story of the wild horse becomes more than a tale of endurance. It becomes a reflection of our own place in nature. Their fight to survive in an unpredictable climate mirrors humanity's own struggle to adapt, to protect, and to coexist with the changing earth. Each drought, each storm, and each hard-won day reminds us that freedom comes with responsibility. The wild horse does not fight the land. It listens to it, learns from it, and evolves with it. In that lesson lies the secret to resilience, a truth as old as the wind. To live freely, we must live in balance. Their survival depends not just on instinct, but on us, the stewards of a planet that grows more fragile each year. If we choose to protect the wild horse, we protect the wilderness itself, the open plains, the rivers, and the heartbeat of freedom that still echoes across them. Because in the end, the spirit of the wild horse is the spirit of the earth, untamed, enduring, and endlessly adapting. And as long as they keep running, there's hope that we, too, can find our way through the storms ahead.